Good morning. Let us just do our first example, and our first example will be a past paper, and we are required to prepare debtors control account and trading stock account, and they gave us the balances on the 1st of May 2016. And for debtors control account, we are given a balance of 43,270. For trading stock account, we are given a balance of 57,290. So I will simply take those two amounts and put them under the relevant general ledger account. So we know that debtors control is an asset account. It increases on the debit side. It's a plus minus account. It decreases on the credit side, and everything that comes to this account will come to this account at selling price. Debtors will always owe us the selling price of the goods that we sold to them. And the balance on the 1st of May 2016 will be that balance that was given to you, which is 43,270. And for trading stock, remember trading stock is also an asset account. Everything that comes here must always be at cost price. So trading stock will normally increase on the debit side and decrease on the credit side at cost price. You need to think of all the transactions that could result in this account going up or going down. But whatever you do, just remember whatever comes to this account must always be at cost price. Okay. Now, the balance for trading stock on the 1st of May 2016 was 57,290. Now, I'm just going to look at the totals from the journals that I'm given. I'm given the CRJ, and these are the totals of all the columns in the CRJ. The bank column in the CRJ, it's a question mark. And obviously, they also did not give us cost of sales. But highlight this because it's very important. Where they are telling you that the markup will be 60% on cost. Okay. So when you look at your CRJ, the first question mark I can sort out there is the cost of sales question mark. Now, for me to calculate cost of sales, I will simply take the sales amount of 79,120 and multiply that by 100 divided by 160 for me to get the cost of sales figure. And the cost of sales figure here will simply be 49,450. I will need that, especially for my trading stock, because this amount will reduce trading stock that I have, because when you sell stock, less of it will be available. So hence, this will decrease your trading stock on the credit side. Now, what makes a bank? We know that discount allowed is not really cash that we are receiving, but debtors control receipts, that is the cash that you're receiving. Sales, that is the cash that you're receiving. So I'm simply going to add those two. I won't add cost of sales. Remember, cost of sales is just a cost measurement, sort of like to make sure that we correctly value our stock. And this is to abide to the matching principle. So it does not affect our cash at all. This is according to the matching principle. It requires us to match our sales, which is income, to match our income with, to match our expenses with income, and from that expense. Now, in this case, from the cost of sales figure, the income we earned from that was 79,120. That is the only reason why we calculate cost of sales, to ensure that our trading stock is correctly measured. And that's why in this case, we just have to make sure that the cost of sales is calculated, but it will not affect our measurement of bank, because bank is all about cash money that we received. And that cost of sales figure of 49,450 was never received. So all I'm going to do here is simply to add a 36,730 with 79,120, and that will give us 115,850. Similarly, under bank, I will not add that discount received to manage my bank account, and I will also not add anything that will be a non-cash item. Like your discount received is a non-cash item in this case. Therefore, for that discount received, I will simply not add it when I calculate the value of bank under the CPJ. Okay, now here's the thing under debtors control. We are not given sales. Debtors control know that, debtors control know that it's simply where we record all credit sales. So whenever we sell goods to a creditor, that will all be recorded in the debtors control. We need the sales figure there, which is a question mark. We need that sales figure because it affects our debtors control in the debtors ledger. All right, in the debtors control in the general ledger. Now, for us to calculate sales, we'll simply take that 23,850 multiplied by 160 divided by 100. We just increase that 100 by 60. 60 is the markup, and obviously sales will include the markup. And our sales figure in this case will be 38,160. Moving to other journals, under creditors control, creators journal, we're missing the creators control figure. In this case, I really don't need the creators control figure, except the trading stock total in my creditors journal of 31,320, as that tells me that I bought trading stock with 31,320, so my trading stock will go up by that value. Let me just go back to my cash payment journal. Do I have a column for trading stock? Yes, I do. There it is, 9,480. So that will affect my trading stock as the cost price of trading stock purchased. And obviously I have debtors control in my CPJ. That debtors control amount that comes from the CPJ, it's simply sort of like a reversal entry for any payments that were perceived to have been received by the business but were not actually received. They were either dishonored by the bank, and such payments, when you cancel them, or cancel them in this year in the CPJ. Note that when you receive that amount, we recorded it in the CRJ, and later on we found out that it was not received due to debtor probably not having sufficient funds in their bank account, and that will definitely affect the debtors control. And that's why in this case, our debtors control was decreased by the amount we received from the CRJ. But in this case, please note that this is simply a reversal entry of what was previously received. For us to cancel the amount that was previously received, we will simply record the transaction in the CPJ. Okay, so it will be on the debit side of your debtors control. Any reversal entry will be recorded in the CPJ. That is the reversal of the initial amount that was received from a debtor. It will be reversed in the CPJ if that amount was not received. It might have been due to the debtor not having sufficient funds, or there could be other reasons. Now, I will simply calculate my creditors control. Creditors control will simply be the sum of the totals of every column. In this case, I will take 31,320 added with 15,980 added with 5,620, and my creditors control will be 52,920. If I was required to prepare the creditors control account in the general ledger, I was going to use that. It was going to come in handy, but in this case, I really don't need it. And with the same with my creditors allowances, I do not need it at the moment. In the general journal, the general debits, it's 275. That will affect our debtors control in the general ledger. And then we've got the credit, which is 120. It'll affect our debtors control in the general ledger. So they will go on the same side that we recorded them in the general journal. So that 275 will be recorded on the debit side of our debtors control in the general journal, and we're going to record it as general debits. And then we have 120 on the credit side. That 120 will be recorded on the credit side of our debtors control in the general journal as our general credits. And then we've got creditors control. However, we are not required to prepare the creditors control account for now, so I will just leave that out. And going back to my creditors allowances, the only important thing that I can take from that is the trading stock value of 2,100, as it indicates that we returned trading stock worth 2,100 to the creditor. Under petty cash, Let's see if there's any information that I will need from here. They said the owner purchased stationery for personal use, that is drawings, and it affects stationery and it doesn't affect the accounts that we are currently preparing, which is your debtors control account and your trading stock account. So that is useless for us right now. On the 21st of May in the petty cash journal, we've got paid a cash refund to a debtor as Villa. Now, when we pay a cash refund to a debtor, that will increase what the debtor owes us. So that will be recorded on the debit side. The debtor might have been paid a refund due to other reasons, which is similar to the reversal of your CPJ amount. And that's why we are going to record any cash refunds to a debtor on the debit side of our debtors control. Now, let's go to our general ledger. And nothing has changed. Please check out the previous video if you do not understand what is going on in this video. Just check out the previous video where I explain each ledger account thoroughly. Now, our debtors control is an asset. It will increase whenever debtors buy from us on credit or whenever we sell goods to debtors on credit, which is pretty much the same thing. So it'll affect our debtors control by increasing it on the debit side whenever they buy, whenever they owe us more. This account will increase whenever customers owe us goods. For goods that we sold to them, they will owe us more. And debtors control goes with sales. That's why we've got sales under details. This will come from DJ, the total of sales from the DJ. We calculated it as 38,160. So it is that 38,000 that we have under the debtors control that we calculated. So that is the amount that we're going to put on the debit side of our debtors control account. On the debit side of our debtors control account, we'll put the bank RD payment, which is the referred to drawer. RD stands for referred to drawer. The amount might have been declined by the bank due to insufficient funds. And you need to understand that when we can have something like a debit order with a debtor. So with a debit order, note that they deduct money from the debtor's account directly from the debtor's account. But that could be go through only to find that the debtor doesn't have sufficient funds in the account. And the business will only know after 5 days. So that reversal will only be detected after 5 days, which was after we have recorded the amount already in the CRJ, because we're going to record the amount in the CRJ on the day we receive the payment, okay?